of Honor really didn't do anything to move the needle at the time. And there was a point where behind WWE, before AEW, before New Japan was a huge hit, like Ring of Honor, you could make the case was the second best wrestling company in the United States. They were at that time, a couple years ago. They were. And you look back at the names they had. They had CM Punk, Tyler Black, known as Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe.
That's a long time ago. We're going back like 15 years.
They had Cesaro. They had, I could keep, naming names left and right. They had, Sami Zayn was on as El Generico. They had names galore coming out of Ring of Honor. And the problem was, after that G1 show, I felt like there was no plan. They had no plan to fixing things and no plan of doing things. There was no way for them to.
Go back and look at that card for all in.
How much Ring of Honor guys?
How much of those people are AEW now?
The Briscoes were on the pre-show. 80% of them, maybe.
And probably. Now Flip Gordon is probably going to be joining.
Oh, let me tell you, these wrestlers, a couple of names I'll throw at you. Matt Taven, the Briscoes, Jay Lethal, Flip Gordon. You have some of the women's, Angelina Love. A lot of those names, like even at the time, Eli Drake was doing Ring of Honor stuff a little bit. Roosh, Bandito, they have a very stacked roster. So all these people are going to be, in my opinion, like Tracy Williams. In my eyes, they're going to be fine. Like AEW, New Japan, and NWA and Impact are going to have a field day with this. NWA and Impact are going to sign a lot of these wrestlers.
I don't think so. I think an okay amount are going to go to WWE. This will test Nikon's plan to not go sign indie wrestler as much anymore. This will test that and see how much they actually meant when that came out.
Well, that's the thing, right? I feel like AEW is a locker room that's just completely filled. I think there's too much talent on AEW already. I don't think there's room anymore. Like, there's just too much talent already on that roster that I don't think there's even any more room for any of these guys to really fit the roster. It's completely jam-packed.
We've got to realize pretty soon a lot of contracts are going to be running up. And they already are starting to. And when they run out, some of these other guys that can replace them, I'd rather have a...
Jay Lethal. Vinny Marseille. Vinny's done a great job in Ring of Honor the last few months. Vinny's another guy that's a good one. Like I said, this roster is so packed.
I think Jay Lethal will be doing a great job replacing some guys like Sonny Kiss that are in there right now. There's a lot of talent that is leaving now Ring of Honor that would very much do a great job. I think a lot of these guys are going to go to PWG and have a lot of great matches there, but
GCW.
That's not a contract. They don't get contracted with PWG. That's more something they do on the side.
What about GCW?
I think it's kind of similar to how,
where can the Briscoes go?
I think, like you said, GCW, but I don't believe they actually sign people to contracts. It's kind of like a per appearance thing.
Like, there's a couple of names that interest me. Matt Taven, I think, could be great in NWA. Like, Matt Taven could be really good in NWA.
I don't think he fits the old school style.
Then where would he go? Impact, then?
Yeah.
Impact. I could see Roosh going to maybe AEW to go with
100%.
With
Roosh
there's a few, like him and Dragon Lee are a few. There's even like Bandito would be very good in New Japan. Like Bandito could be good in New Japan.
I think that Roosh and Dragon Lee are going to be going to AEW. However, I could picture Dragon Lee going to New Japan.